If you have a nighttime job, Tesla insurance is actually probably not for you. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So this video is going to be all about the Tesla insurance. Now, I have had a Tesla for about 3 weeks now, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an overview of the process of getting Tesla insurance, what my premium is, and how it compared to my other prior insurance company, and then also diving into some of the factors that go into determining your rate for Tesla insurance. I'm also going to let you know of why maybe Tesla insurance might not be the thing for you, but also some of the pros of Tesla insurance. So let's get into it. Now, before purchasing my Model Y, I had a 2016 Honda Civic. I was insured through Progressive for, I think, about 4 years. I didn't have any major accidents. I did have one claim on my insurance just because someone smashed into my bumper in the parking lot. But other than that, I was a pretty safe driver and I didn't really have any issues. Now, originally, I think I was paying a little over $120 a month for my Honda Civic insurance. And then I went to try and check to see what their cost would be when I got my Tesla. And so I put in all the specifications and everything for the new car. And that rate jumped to a little over $250 a month, or basically it was like $1,000 something for premium for the 6-month time. And that was a stark jump for me. It was a little more than double of what I was used to paying, so I was a little worried at first that making this purchase might be a little bit more of a financial burden than I anticipated, but I was, of course, watching a whole bunch of videos prior to getting a Tesla, and I heard some people talking about the Tesla insurance, and so I decided to look into it. Now, it was a significantly better deal for me to get Tesla insurance than any other insurance company, and I will tell you why. If you are a decently safe driver and you don't really have any major issues, you're not really driving super late at night, then Tesla insurance is probably for you. Now, I'm gonna put up a little screen of like the whole Tesla insurance part on the Tesla app, and also talk about my premium in terms of the cost that I'm paying. So currently right now, my premium is $106 a month. Now, I may have grossly underestimated the amount of miles that I drive, and so the more miles you drive, the higher your premium will be. But for the first 2 months on Tesla insurance, it basically calculates your premium as though you have a 90 safety score and with the amount of miles that you're quoted to drive. After 2 months though, the Tesla app catches up because obviously everything is electronic and monitored, so it will then calculate your actual safety score and also your actual projected number of miles, and then your premium will either go up or down depending on those factors. Now, mine went up by about $15 a month, which honestly isn't crazy. But there are a few factors that go into determining your premium, which I will go into right now. So I'm gonna look down just because I have it all written out here, but basically your premium is determined by something called a safety score, and then also just the number of miles that you drive in the month. And so there are a few factors in the safety score. The first factor is forward collision warnings. Basically self-explanatory. If you are consistently getting forward collision warnings, like if you're driving and you have to slam on your brakes and it's beeping that, hey, brake, 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 before you crash into something, if that happens a lot, it's going to increase your premium because it will decrease your safety score. Right now, I have pretty much zero forward collision warnings. Hard braking, so that's another one. If you are always constantly braking, and honestly with Teslas, you really shouldn't have to use the brake pedal because it's basically one pedal driving. And so if you feel like you're braking a lot and braking particularly hard, with the exception of braking at yellow lights. Because Tesla, of course, it has cameras, so it can tell if you're braking just to brake or if you're braking just to stop for a yellow light. Yellow light braking does not count against you, but all other brakings will either lower your score and increase your premium. So another one would be aggressive turning. I don't really know what like the torque level and the degree of turning counts as aggressive, but if you are aggressively turning all the time, that will also lower your safety score. Fourth factor is unsafe following distance. Now, apparently I follow at an unsafe distance, which is really shocking to me because I'm not a tailgater. I don't constantly do it, but I guess apparently it's like 25% or something that I do unsafe following driving. I've been working on it. I don't know, but yeah, that's apparently a big factor. I mean, regardless of my high percentage, my safety score is still, I think, either a 90 or 92, so it's not that big of an influence, but it is something to note. Excessive speeding, and this is actually pretty good, excessive speeding counts as anything over 85 miles an hour. So you can be driving 84 miles an hour in a 35 mile an hour area. I don't recommend, but you can do that and it won't actually affect your score or your safety in any way. It's only if you start driving above 85 miles an hour that it'll ding your safety score and then increase your premium. You should follow the speed limit though. The other one, which every now and again I do have some of these, but late night driving. So late night driving is qualified anywhere between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. If you are on the road, that counts as late night driving and that will ding your safety score. Of course, when it's darker outside with the deer jumping out in the highway, drunk drivers, all that stuff, if you're driving a lot during that time, it just increases the rates that you'll get into an accident. So you want to try and limit driving as much as possible during that time. Maybe Uber, especially if it's like something that you do repetitively. If you have a nighttime job, Tesla insurance is actually probably not for you. Forced autopilot disengagements is the second to last factor. So when you have the car on autopilot, there is an internal camera inside of the Tesla that will monitor your eyes and make sure that you're paying attention to the road. It does actually work with sunglasses on, which is very interesting. I don't really know how. But if you're like looking down on your phone for extended periods of time, or if you're like looking around or looking up at the sunroof, it will beep you and say, hey, pay attention to the road. I believe after 3 warnings, the autopilot will disengage and you have to take over the driving. I'm pretty sure for the entire course, if not at least for just a few minutes of your trip. And so if it forces the disengagement of the autopilot, that means that you're not paying attention to the road, i.e. you're not a safe driver, i.e. it will drop your safety score. Lastly would be unbuckled driving. So any unbuckled driving, and that's particularly unbuckled driving above 10 miles an hour. So if you're just like moving the car out of the driveway real quick and you don't click on your seatbelt, that's okay, it's not going to count against you. But above 10 miles an hour, that is when it does count against you. So just make sure you buckle up, and that's an easy thing to keep your safety score high. So ultimately, with that being said, for the past 3 weeks, my safety score is about a 92. I'm working on my following distance, but anything above 90, regardless, it's the same price. So as long as you're between 90 and 100, that is good in terms of your premium. Now, because I grossly underestimated the number of miles I drive, my premium is going up, but only because of the miles, not because of my safety score. But currently, my premium should be about $126 a month, which in comparison to my other insurance company is a steal. So if all of this sounds good to you, or you're thinking Tesla insurance might be a good option to go to, I 100% agree. I have loved it so far. If you don't like being monitored, or if you do a lot of late night driving, it just might not be for you. So Let me know down in the comments if some of you guys have Tesla insurance, if these premiums are completely out of whack, if you are like, how did you get your premiums so low? I am currently driving in like the DMV area, so DC, Maryland, Virginia. Locationally, obviously the premiums will vary too, but feel free to leave a comment down below. Make sure to like and comment for like other videos and topics that you guys want me to cover. But yeah, safe driving, guys. Welcome, if you have recently purchased a Tesla, welcome to the Tesla family. If you have a Tesla and you've had it for a while, welcome to the Tesla family. But super excited to have my Tesla. Thanks for tuning into this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.